Pince-nez Peabody here, and welcome to a fairy outing. That's right. Tonight we're going to out some fairies. Are there any fairies in the house? Don't be bashful. That's what a fairy outing is for. Come out, whoever you are. Fairies? Front and center. Fairies of the world unite. Consider this a call to wings. When a fairy is a fairy. When a fairy knows exactly who she is. When a fairy isn't wary that it's scary, then she can be about her fairy biz. Though it's often necessary for a fairy in the daytime her high spirits to subdue. But when twilight is at hand, it's time for fairyland. Oh, I'm a fairy, how about you? I'm a fairy, how about you? Yes, darlings, I'm a fairy. Surprise! I've let the feline out of the reticule. Now I know what you must be thinking. I'm much too large to be a fairy. After all, fairies are those wee little creatures who flit about on little wings in the gardens, the flowers, making merry mayhem everywhere. But I can assure you, there are many fairies much larger than I. So now that I've joined the ranks of the Nixies and Pixies, the Davers, the Gnomes, the Elves, the Mannequins, and the Moss People, I would like to make one thing perfectly clear, and that is, I'm a fairy, I'm a fairy, I'm a fairy. I'm a fairy and I now no longer hide, for it's not exactly an obituary, and it takes some courage and some fairy pride. Now you mustn't underestimate a fairy, though alone she may seem powerless to you. But when fairies everywhere flap their wings and stir the air, it can really blow your skirt up, woo. It can really blow your skirt up, woo. Now, just in case, darling, that any of you are a little confused about the possibility of your fairyosity, I have a little helpful book over here. The pink fairy book should help us clear up any questions. Fairy test questions. Do you find yourself leaving a trail of sparkle dew in the morning? The street, do you become overwhelmed by an urge to skip? Well, do you? Do you find yourself wanting to rearrange the furniture in other people's homes and hotel lobbies? Is every other word you say fabulous? Are lines from All About Eve and the women creeping into your conversation? La publicité! You're much too short for that gesture. L'amour, l'amour. That's French, you know. Do you cook with oil of Olay? Do you own the complete discography of Barbra Streisand, including the 45s? How many times have you seen Funny Girl? How many times have you performed it in your living room? Do you find yourself paying a cover and a 2-drink minimum to see sissies performing in chic little boîtes in the West Village? I should certainly hope so. If you answered yes to any of the above, step out now and proclaim your fairyosity. Toot, sweet, post-haste, toot. Boys, I happen to have a little helpful thing with me this evening. If you can't step out, I'll help you. Little ducks. A wise woman once told me, if you walk like a duck, and you talk like a duck, and you act like a duck, then you must be a duck. So with a little marching music, I will go out into the audience and reward those whom I find might fit the description in the pink fairy book. I think I better get a double handful. Duckies everywhere! I got one already! Not you! I know they are. I love French fairies. Oh, I think this table deserves a 4. One for each. I'll give you 2. One for each nipple. Michael Magazine, you're not a fairy, are you? Come on, dear. You gonna say my character? Why, for little Winky Smith. Oh, darling. For you, dear Ducky. Dickie Gallagher, I love your name. I'd love to suck your name. I know you're afraid of fairies, too. And for you, Angel, pass this around. Straight people, oh my God! I love this here. And my last table, darling. I only have 3.5 ducks. See what you can do. You made me very, very proud. And you should be proud as well. So in conclusion, so now that we are rather public fairies, there is something upon which I must insist. Don't hide in your closet seeking sanctuary, or else all the other fairies will be pissed. What I'm saying is, get with it, Mary. For a fearful fairy, frankly, just won't do. Bring me on home, boys. If you're a pixie from Dixie, a dame from Rome, a Twinkie with a winky, or a gnome with no home, don't be a frowning brownie, for you're never alone. Sing with me, boys and girls. Oh, I'm a fairy. How about you?